Good afternoon from Istanbul. When I was a child, the Eurovision Song Contest was very famous in Turkey, and I think it's very famous all over the Europe. And at the end of the contest, uh, some of the countries are linked for scoring, and everybody says good afternoon from France, good afternoon from Europe, someone like that. So I felt in that way now, but unfortunately this is our new life. It's online meeting has become a subject where we are still speaking to some kind of meetings, and again we say hello to here to places where we reach from abroad. I'm here as a related person, as a company that makes some RoRo service between Black Sea, and all the speakers discussed the north part of Black Sea. Now I will try to explain the southern part of Black Sea, what we are doing or what is the capacities. Let me share my presentation. Hold on. I think you are seeing.
Yeah, if you can put it into presentation mode, that would be great.
Right.
There should be something down the bottom.
Correct. Yeah, it's better. Again,
perfect.
yeah, good. Uh, this is today I'm trying to explain the RoRo shipping in the Black Sea from Turkish side, because there are still some fair connections from the Turkey still already going on, and how it might connect to Chernomorsk. Still, again, I am the one part of these companies. The name is Sealand. The Sea Lines, and this is we are still calling the Chernomorsk, and this is the one of the best location in the Eastern Europe side. And what about the LAM Group? I'm speaking from LAM Group, and of course I will explain a little bit details about our group. Uh, when we are talking about the RoRo shipping in the Black Sea region, the connectivity of the ports in RoRo shipping networks is quite and highly relevant to do lots of ports, set of port objects for expansion against underdeveloped road infrastructure in the hinterland. Uh, Due to this reason, the Black Sea ports operators try to increase the volumes of RoRo shipments as a tool expanding for their market coverage. In order to achieve a larger market shares of RoRo shipments, more efficient and connectivity between ports is needed. Actually, the most of the vessels between Black Sea ports are still using by the RoRo vessels, not RoPax vessels. Unfortunately, the RoRo cruise ferry RoRo concept in Black Sea is already failed because of the lack of official information problems, and because of some of the expensive cases that the passengers are not choose too much the transports between the Black Sea ports. But the ferries, the RoRo vessels, could particularly well be adapted to short sea transportation requirements and Turkish ports into the Black Sea, where the transportation and the king port of turnaround are essential, because the ferry market is defined as a subsection, as a total length of transportation market in the Black Sea, just for the 15%. All the transportation, all the trade between Black Sea goes by, from Turkey, I'm talking about, 85% by trucks, and just the 15% is the ferries and RoRos, because of some reasons. Talking of the producers or some of the exporters between this environment, of course, everybody says the biggest handicap is price. But another things are the frequency and the departures are very important in the Black Sea. But we are lucky because the the post distance are very close, and the maximum 1.5 day or maximum 2 days you are proceeding between one side to another side of the Black Sea. So the transit time is comparatively being shorter, but again, it's important for the some of sectors like textile or some food sector. And quality of service is very important for this area in terms of reliability, of course. And the safety and security is another case. Luckily, it's quite safe and good for sailing. Even sometimes Black Sea is going worse in the winter time, but not a big issue. And last, onboard facility is important. Luckily, I can say that the Turkish ports are well maintained about that. When we are seeing the ferry activities in the Black Sea and North Sea and Mediterranean Sea, if we compare the capabilities in the Black Sea region, being the part of the European short sea shipping network, the ro-ro transportation has attracted considerable attention to the last several tens of years. And the network designs affected by the port operator strategies and demand for ro-ro transportation and availability of ro-ro vessels. But unfortunately, you are seeing that the Black Sea the percentage is just 5 if you compare it with the other ones. So it seems that still there is a way to go to improve some of the ro-ro operations in the Black Sea region because the structure of the ro-ro shipping network, the number of service providers, we are one of them, and the service frequency is very important for such kind of the teams. And the okay, it's okay, but the port structure and the port developments is another thing. When we are seeing the northern part of the Europe in Baltic Sea region or the North Sea area, the ports were much more efficient when we talk about the Black Sea ports, but this is another good chance for us because the last developments and the last investments in the Black Sea ports is being better and better, and so it will maintain very soon. The short sea shipping and liquid bulk cargoes prevailed in all the regions. I mean, the tanker traffic or some liquid traffic is quite high in the Black Sea because of Russian oil exports, but it's just 64% all the short sea shipping goods in the Black Sea. But unlikely the generally adopted perception, short sea shipping is certain that disadvantage and compare with road transportation, because the possible objectives should include for this transportation integration into multimodal transport chains or networks, which is quite like it's not very strong, unfortunately. An adaptation of new maritime transport technologies, it's still being developed, and the removal of administrative barriers. We have to close such kind of things from Turkey side, and integration the border crossing systems. The Turkish exporters are the Turkish customs are connected to European borders, European customs regulations the last tens of years, and it's not a big issue for Turkish side. But again, sometimes we are facing of some of the documentation or customs procedures problems when the cargoes arrive in the European side. What is the importance of ferry connections from Turkey? This is the left map on the screen shows the actual motorways from Turkey side. And now the one of the well-known is Karasu Chernomorsk, and still sea lines is proceeding there. And just 10 days ago, and even 9 days ago, a new service started to Constanza under sea lines. This is another service, and the Samsun Novosibirsk is still going on, but sorry, in 1985, the first ro-ro transportation is started in the Black Sea from Turkey. It was Trabzon and Tuapse, between Trabzon and Tuapse. Tuapse is the Russian port. And after economical relations with Russia started improving the land transportation, it's already being done. And today we are seeing the road transportation is carrying the both easternward, east and west regions, and the north and south directions in the Black Sea ports. It's understandable that the transportation is carrying out the main ports in Turkey. Is the Karasu is the one of the northwest part, and the Zonguldak it's located on the central part of north of Turkey, and Samsun is the another one. Yeah, there's a very small amount from Trabzon, but it's not necessary to mention Trabzon name, unfortunately, here. And both Turkish and foreigner RoRo operators are merged in the market. The biggest players from Turkey side are the Sea Lines. The Cenk Denizcilik is the another, and the leadership basically calls from Samsung. Actually, for a little bit more, sometimes for between 40 and 45 RoRo ships are running in the Black Sea, we can say, and these five ships of these are have a capacity of just carry wagons, and all the remains are RoRo vessels, and the wagon available ships are mainly running between west and eastern Black Sea ports, and all the RoRo vessels proceeding between south and north. And I'm seeing another risk about the average of the RoRo vessels capacities, because today almost all the vessels are quite old. This is more than 30 years old vessels, and it is known very high risk, we can say. And also they are using flag of convenience, let's say easy flag, such as Moldova, Tanzania, Comoros, or Palau, some flags of that. It means it is low profile vessels and not very good maintained vessels. The only I can give some exception about the Sea Lines, because we are calling one new vessel to Constanza. If we are talking about the statistics from Turkey to Ukraine, already we are talking about the more than 35,000 trucks per year already running between Karasu and Odessa. And if you are seeing the difference between those maps, when you are proceeding with the trucks, you have to pass some of the borders, Ukraine, Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, and these three more borders means some extra time waitings, especially during congested time. It causes many days for delay. So both from Karasu to Constanza and from Karasu to Chernomorsk could be a good option to reach, to save the time. And another important thing is the carbon dioxide emission, because of the footprint emissions that we are talking about. The sea road is 31% less when we compare it with the trucks. So it's also another thing to compare and to see the customers. Another thing, again, the transportation of passengers is still available for such kind of these vessels, even they are RoRo vessels. There are some cabins available for passengers for these ports, and also it is considerable. What about the Chernomorsk? We are still also calling Chernomorsk port. It is the very important point to reach in the eastern part of Europe. This is the one of the highest link, and the speakers also said that there is train connections between Poland and Ukraine. It is still capable to tranship more than 4.5 million tons of cargoes in rail cars and many of heavy trucks around Chernomorsk. Because the advantage of short sea, and when we are talking about the Chernomorsk, the higher energy efficiency and environment performance can be adapted to Chernomorsk area. And the benefits of the port's development and expansion still continue in the region. And I'm thinking that the most probably Chernomorsk will be much more important and bigger port capacities very soon. Just a small information about our group, if you give me just a few minutes more. This is the LAM Group, founded in Turkey. This is 76 years old company, and we are more than 30 offices around the world, and spread it over 4 countries. Headquarters based in Istanbul, and this is the family run company, and it's a global company, and almost 500 people are working in the group. We are in Turkey. The headquarters is located in Turkey, and we are in the Caucasus, such as Georgia and Azerbaijan. The office located, subsidiary office is located in France, Egypt, USA, Iraq, Kazakhstan, Romania, India, and Ukraine. And we have another company able to transport ISO tanks. The name is Liquid Line. The Mobilis is the service company, and Dusant is the crew management company, not related with today's topic. And we have some partnerships. The Sea Lines is one of that I'm still trying to explain in the Black Sea our operations. And GSC is the one of the global shipping and agency company in the world, and we are GSC in Turkey. Sinotrans is the highest, the giant Chinese transportation company, and we have joint venture with them, and CMA CGM, another joint venture company in Georgia, and Sarens is the heavy lifting company, and Marlon is the insurance company. Thank you very much for your time. I think I did not pass my time during my restricted period, but again,
don't worry, Captain. If you had passed your time, then I have to ring a bell. So don't worry, everything is fine. Just a couple of observations or questions from my side. So on one of your slides, you compare ro-ro services with containers and different types of bulk. But what isn't clear from that is whether or not ro-ro services are decreasing or increasing. Now, from what you're saying about the age of vessels, I suspect that maybe it's decreasing and that you're maybe losing some cargoes to container feeder services. Is that correct, or can you give us some more insight into that?
Yeah, it's increasing. Absolutely, it's increasing, because when we considering the last 10 years, today we are talking about 35 to 37,000 trucks per year from Turkey side to northern part. But we expect, of course, because of the economical problems during these years, global problems, maybe it will not increase suddenly, but we expect more than 60,000 trucks per year within 2-3 years. And this is one of the biggest important thing. And we always discussing about the container transportation or truck transportation, but we shouldn't miss the project cargo transportation as well, because we are receiving many inquiries coming from Far East or some of the countries away from Mediterranean, comes to Marmara. And after Marmara, we are transporting these projects, some our gauge cargoes, heavy cargoes, till to Karasu, and the most of them is belonging to Ukraine and some of the northern part of Europe. And it is another opportunity that we can maybe if we linked with strong rail service between Poland and Ukraine. Again, some of the special units also can be available to transport by these links.